Hello students, welcome to Educare. This is Vinod Bihani and today in this session we are going to continue our hybridization topic, that is hybridization second. It is a continuation of our previous hybridization 1 where we have seen the general information, definition, need for the concept, and now today we proceed toward the types of hybridization involving s and p orbitals. Hybridization between s and p orbitals is of three types, that is sp3 hybridization, sp2 hybridization and sp hybridization. What happens in sp3 hybridization that we will see today in this hybridization second our this video, and then sp2 and sp that we will see later on in next two videos. The meaning of sp3 hybridization is mixing and recasting of one s orbital with three p orbitals, and that produce equivalent four hybrid orbitals. They are called sp3 hybrid orbitals. As we know already, the term hybrid means that variety that we are getting new from old and variation there. Now when it is 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, how they will be have their shape and what will be the details we can see in this diagram. It is one s orbital that is spherical that mix with 3 p orbitals, something like this, 3p orbital px, py and pz, and when that mixing and recasting occur, that produce 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. They are equivalent in the space, they get arranged tetrahedrally and at an angle of 109 degree 28 minutes. So these are 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. After that hybridization occur between one s orbital and these 3 p orbitals. Now where these orbitals are required, it is in the organic compounds. You know, carbon has all three kinds of bond, that is the single bond, double bond as well as triple bond. It is especially when carbon has all four single bond, carbon is sp3 hybrid type. Let us see the example of the formation of methane molecule. You know, methane is first alkane with this formula CH4 and its structure is something like this. A carbon has 4 CH bonds in that methane formula or in the structure I mean, and how actually each covalent bond is formed by using the concept of hybridization that we'll see here detail. Now what happens, carbon has atomic number 6 and its configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2, something like this. It is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. I am showing the difference between the inner and outer shell. What happens? There are only two electrons unpaired. They are here in 2px and 2py. So according to VB theory, we have seen, that is valence bond theory, carbon should have valency 2, but we know carbon is tetravalent, its valency is 4, and this can be explained by considering its excited state configuration. So this is ground state configuration previous. Now what happened in excited state configuration, one of the electron is promoted from this 2s orbital to that empty 2pz orbital. Therefore the electronic configuration in the excited state becomes 1s2, 2s1, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1. Now 4 unpaired electrons there. So that satisfies the VB theory. And in sp3 hybridization, these 4 orbitals, these 4 means 1 2s and 3p types, they undergo hybridization to give 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. So this is the sp3 hybridization process where we get after hybridization 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, and it is this structure there, 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. This is the block diagram. If you want to know that how 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals form, that we have just seen in diagram before starting this discussion for methane. Now what it is necessary to know, how each covalent bond form for the methane, their each CH bond I mean, it is something like this. When we know that 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals in the space, they get tetrahedrally arranged in the space at an angle of 109 degree 28 minutes, each hydrogen with 1s orbital unpaired electron containing, and that's why such 4 CH bonds are formed by this overlapping. It is shown here. So it is 1s of hydrogen, Each hydrogen, it's containing one s orbital half filled, and this sp3 hybrid orbitals of the carbon, and that is the structure for the methane, something like this. The tetrahedral geometry can be shown like this. It is here, carbon at center, hydrogen, 4 hydrogen at 4 vertices of the regular tetrahedron, and something like this tetrahedral geometry it gives. So that is the methane, which has such geometry I have just mentioned. Now we see one more example, that is ammonia. In ammonia, there is sp3 hybridization of nitrogen. Nitrogen, you know, atomic number 7, and its configuration in ground state 1s2, 2s2, 2p3, something like this. It is a nitrogen ground state. No excited state form because no empty orbital available there in the next cell, that is in 2p. The 2p is completely filled, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1, something like this. But still sp3 hybridization occur. Hybridization has excited state, not compulsory step. Without excited state also it can form sp3 hybrid orbital. So it is in hybridized state. Here no change in inner 1s orbital, and these 4 mix and recast, and that give 4 equal sp3 hybrid orbitals of nitrogen. These 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals contain total 5 electrons, like they were in the pure s and p orbital. So out of 4 orbitals, 1 contain a pair of electrons and other 3 have single electron each, means half filled orbital. Now how ammonia is formed? Ammonia forms something like this. That 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, out of that 1 has lone pair of electron. This is lone pair that I am showing here, and it's something like this. This lone pair, it occupies more space in the more volume in the space, I mean, and that is how 3 NH bonds are formed. This is hydrogen's 1s, this is hydrogen's 1s, and it is overlapping with this sp3 hybrid orbital of nitrogen, and such 3 NH bonds are formed there, and that is the lone pair of electrons there. Now what happens? Due to presence of lone pair, the bond angle decreases from the original tetrahedral 109 degree 28 minutes to this is decreases up to 107 degree 28 minutes. This angle also same in the space. Ammonia has not the tetrahedral geometry, it is the pyramidal geometry, that is called a distorted tetrahedron. Now we take one more example, that is water. Water that we drink is formed also by sp3 hybridization, in which oxygen has sp3 hybridization. What happens there? Oxygen, we know, atomic number 8, configuration like this in block diagram, 1s2, 2s2 and 2p4. Those 2p4 are like this, 2px2 actually, 2py1 and 2pz also 1. So here also no chance of excited state, direct sp3 hybridization occur, and we get such 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, out of which 2 contain pair of electrons that called as lone pair, and 2 contain their unpaired electron each, means they are half filled. So these are 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. And how that water is formed? By overlapping, something like this. There are 2 lone pairs, you can show like this, and these 2 lone pairs, we are showing these 2 OH bonds by overlapping, something like this. Bond angle further get reduced because of 2 lone pairs. Now repulsion occur between the electrons, something like this. These 2 are lone pairs. Due to lone pairs, bond angle get reduced. Lone pair means the extra pair which are not taking part in bond formation, and these are called bonding pairs. So this is how HOH, the water that we drink, has such angular structure with bond angle 104 degree 28 minutes, and it has such 2 lone pairs. So this is about that how bonds are formed. All these bonds are sigma bond. They are formed by coaxial overlapping. We will have the separate session on that, what is mean by sigma and pi bond. That is for that sp3 hybridization. In next session we will deal with sp2 hybridization. Okay. As we have come to an end, like this video, comment which concept you want to see next, Share this video with your friends, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click on that notification bell icon.